Welcome back again. I know it's been a little bit of a break and it's not quite over yet. There has been some things going on. It's going to be a shorter stream. Oops, I just folded this up and I didn't mean to. I need to learn what the two-hand for. I'm working on it. Ah, picky. All right, it's time to harvest though. Send that thing on its way. I gotta go over here and try to find another one. Meow. But yeah, we'll get into it here in a little bit. But yeah, it's been a rough week actually. RV life is hitting hard this week. We've been in here for about a year actually. Yeah, 16th of next month will be 1 year, and this is the first year where it's fighting back, or the first part, where it's really fighting back really hard. But it's not 100% unexpected, but some of it. One part of it was, actually, a couple parts of it were. Hopefully you guys have had it a little easier in the world this last week. If you haven't, well, sucks to be us, huh? Now we're getting through it though, and you know the important part is to keep your eyes on the prize, and keep pushing forward, never give up. Try to take care of things as quickly as you can when you find out a problem. About the only advice I can give somebody on that. That's it. We got to unfold this one. It's all folded up. I'm on the header though. Damn it. GX. Try that. There we go. Anyhow. Where did I start that one? Right there? Thought so. I only have 3 of these. I really need more. Hey, Excalibur, what's going on, dude? Just getting some machinery working here. Ah, crap. I was off by a rope. Hold on. Thing's just so quick. It's twitchy. There, that should be good. All right, try it again. All right. We got 3 of them going, but I don't think 3 is gonna be quite enough. I think I need to remember which buttons. That ain't it. That's screenshot. That one. So I can buy more stuff. Not much at all? All right, then. Well, then, screw you. I don't want to talk to you. God. So, I'm glad to hear it, because in some ways, that's just the best way. All right, we're going for cheaty size, cheaty engine. We got to change our colors. Rim color, we got red. Hey, Anric, thank you, sir. 74-month streak for Mr. Anric. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. Hey, Slick. So, yeah, it's been a hell of a week. Hell of a week. Absolutely. All right. Let me get this. And back up. And then I gotta get the combination I need. All in one. Fast, but not unreal. Okay, there we go. I want that one. Change that to black 2. The only blue one is the uber cheaty one. We don't need that. All right. So, yeah, it's how's things going for you, Anric? And you, Slick? How's things? Hopefully good. The open roof concert? Yeah. Yeah, that was a hell of a day. Put it this way, I've got really good noise canceling on this headphone. So even with this air conditioner that's less than 3 feet from my head, and it's very loud, you can't hear it unless I'm actively talking. We've had some very loud thunderclaps. They don't come through. But Max was in the voice chat at the time, and he heard it when that roof let go. Yeah. And it was loud for him. So that's great. That's how we start this adventure. Oh, yes, I must unfold. That's right. This is all brand new. There. There we go. Now are we good? Now we're good. Get harvesting, boy. All right, so we'll stay with the nice, clean, brand new one here. Also got 3 fields over there getting planted. I set that up just before stream. You can't complain. No one would listen. I could complain, and people have to listen if they're here. So I had to make a list because, I mean, it's not a long, long list or anything, but I didn't want to forget anything. Let's see. Anric, dealing with bad headaches for the past few weeks. Think it's stressful? I wouldn't doubt it. Especially if they start in your neck, Anric, then it's stress/blood pressure. I've learned this. Not sleeping well enough? Yeah, that too. Trust me. Wife is scheduled for gallbladder surgery on the 7th. Hey, at least it wasn't an emergency. So, you know what I mean? Where they had to rush. Like my kid, he had this pain for a little bit, and then he finally went to the hospital, and they had to rush him in because it was going to kill him. It was, I mean, still, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying it ain't bad. I'm just saying, at least you guys had a little time where it wasn't like a super mega got to do it right this second thing, which that at least gives you a little time to prepare. So that's all right, hopefully. Maybe looking at making the game free to play model. Oh, God, microtransactions, you son of a bitch. Don't even tell me. You know you're gonna. You know you're gonna. I hate you. I don't like you anymore. You get the fuck out of here, jackass. I'm kidding. If you give it away for free, you can do what you want with microtrans. I get it. But if you charge and do microtransactions, I'm going to ban you. We don't subscribe to that bullshit around here. No EA Sports model bullshit, all right? Now. But, so, since there's a few of you here, and hopefully a few of you will catch it on replay, this is going to be a shorter stream. As most of you know, it costs me $20 a day to stream. So the shorter I make it, the less of that $20 I got to put out. And that's part of the reason I didn't stream this week is money is short. Very short. And then with the additional bills that have now cropped up, it's way shorter. So yeah, it's probably going to be 1 stream a week. Once I get the roof fixed. And then we got to financially recover a little bit. And that's not going to be fixed like we're putting a new roof on. No, that's $13,000. We ain't got that. We're going to do I have to MacGyver my ass off, and thank God I'm good at figuring shit out, and hope that it works. Fix. That's the fix. Hoping to get it done for under $200. So, yeah, it's going to be an interesting time. But, yeah, we haven't even got into how that happened for those of you who aren't in Discord. So, by the way, if you're not in Discord, you should be. Let me see. Will it actually work? Let me try here. Exclamation point. D. Actually, and be 18 and over, please. It is an 18 and over Discord. Oh, there we go. Is it going to work? Is it going to work? Is it going to work? Hey, there's the Discord. All right, cool. And I said not to prolong this. She could get cancer as it is. She should have been diagnosed last year when she had the same pain. So you're rather pissed at yeah, doctors. Yeah. You know my theory on them, or my problem with them. They still don't know what's with me. I mean, granted, I haven't been to a doctor in over a year now because I lost the insurance. So they were in the middle of trying to figure it out, but they were trying to figure it out for over a year and still were getting almost nowhere. They've limited it to a family of things that I really don't want to have. But since there was never any final diagnosis, I have no treatment for said plan, and treatment only slows things down. It doesn't even stop it or fix it. It just slows progression. But, you know, I've kind of had to just say, screw it. I got other shit to do for now until I get some more medical stuff. Because, I mean, life doesn't stop just because shit hurts all the time. So I have to keep going. But, yeah, anyway, that's a whole different topic, and you guys know how I am with that. It is what it is, and I'm moving forward anyway. Piss on it. Anyway, so back to the roof. We're going to do some repairs. That should be, hopefully I can do it for under $200. That'd be nice. But yeah, so the reason short stream, extra gas, 20 bucks, etc. per stream. So I'm going to aim for one stream a week until I get some stuff sorted out. Because, and for those who don't remember, Kitten had taken her first vacation in quite a long time, and I supported this. And of course, that's when everything broke, and there was no PTO or anything like that. We just saved up enough so she could take some, take a week off, 1 week off, and just not be there for a week. And that was an awesome time to have her around. We didn't do anything. We didn't spend any money, really. We just, sat around and played video games together. It was great. But, yeah, it meant there was 2 weeks of paychecks that were going to be pretty slim. But we had it budgeted in. We were going to be all right with it. And then, of course, like I said, that's when all hell breaks loose. So, to start the story off, let's see, where's the first one? There. Okay, so that's the cash part. All right, then let's go to the big one, the roof. So anybody who has been interested in RV stuff and whatnot, let me tell you, we talked about it before. Knowing going in, first thing and most important thing of anything to check on the damn RV is make sure the roof is good. I did not do this. I did not know this. The roof wasn't terrible. Well, it was in one spot, but that's a whole other story. But not for the reasons that you're checking. But this one, they hadn't sealed it properly on the edging. And on a Winnebago-style roof, so you have different kinds. You have rubber roofs, and you have fiberglass roofs. Those are the two main. I mean, there's other versions of the rubber roof, but they basically go on the same. Those use basically a rubber or there's other, like I say, other version of it, but it's basically like a rubber or a vinyl. It goes on, gets glued down, and it has sides that wrap around, that are actually there's corners, basically. Where on a Winnebago, they use what's called Phylon, but it's a fiberglass material. And it's a flexible fiberglass. And what that one is, you roll it out just like you would on the other. You glue it down just like you would on the other. But there is no edge where the two walls come together. Where the wall and the ceiling come together, they come together, but there's a notch out of them. Think of it like an L shape or a reverse L shape, depending on which direction you're looking at it. That the Phylon, the fiberglass, you arch it over very carefully and slide it into what's called, a gutter on the side, and it fits in there perfectly if you cut it right. And then you use a silicone adhesive to hold it there. All right, so there's nothing underneath that but air. And it's actually a pretty good design overall, believe it or not. It sounds weird, but it's not stupid. It allows for movement and stuff like that, because RVs, they twist and stuff a lot. So this allows for that movement to happen. Problem is, when the person before you owned the RV and they gooped up that trough so bad for the gutter that it was literally spread 4 or 5 inches above the gutter all the way up onto the roof. And I figured maybe that was just because, they had done some damage. The edges are the places where the roof takes damage a lot. So maybe they had just done that to cover some damage, which I would do the same thing. But I would only do it in those spots. I guess I should have thought about that, unless they damaged the whole damn side. What it turns out is they were just lazy, and instead of ever redoing it, they've just been adding layers of that adhesive caulk to it every year. And that's, if you think of something that has like a pinch joint, so something slides into 2 other things and is glued in between, that's a really strong seam. Now, if you think of that seam, but they don't get the glue in there, so the glue's wore out in this case, that's broken, so they just slap some tape over the top of it, so it's only a surface connection. It's not weak, but it's very much weaker than that original small pinch seam. And that's kind of how I was explaining it to Kitten. And I think that's what they've been doing. They've just been layering over the top, which every layer they add just makes a joint weaker and weaker, because it's not actually creating a new adhesive joint to the Phylon and the RV to connect them. It's just kind of slapping tape over old tape. And if the original adhesive isn't holding, the new adhesive is just going to hold to the old tape. It's not going to do it. And that's, like I say, it's not tape we're using. It's a caulking, but still, same principle. If you're just putting glue on top of glue, and if the old glue doesn't hold, then it's going to come off. And that's basically what happened. Is we get very wicked winds out here in Arizona in general. Anytime there's a rainstorm coming, you can tell because the wind will hit first. And when I say hit, I mean you feel in an RV without the stabilizers down, you feel like you're on an ocean ship. You're just rocking and rolling. You're in swells on the water, and it really moves you. Hell, there was once it hit us from the back lengthwise, and it felt like it damn near lifted the rig up. That wasn't this last week. This was months ago. It was a wild hit. Actually, it was like a month and a half ago. But yeah, I mean, it hit like getting hit by a car. It was kind of wild. We actually had people calling to ask Kitten if we were okay because of how hard that wind hit their house. And yeah, and then the roof held. But we got hit broadside on this last weekend on Sunday. And it hit again with it was a pretty wicked punch, but wasn't anything stronger than we'd been hit with before. But the loud bang that came with it, my immediate reaction was, oh shit, that had better not be the damn roof. That's what I said out loud. Kitten and Max were both like, what? What just hit you? And I'm like, no, it better not be the damn roof. I think that was the roof. Because we had a big storm coming too, so. And it was the roof. We get outside and see things flapping. Half the roof had peeled back. So we got a 32-foot rig. About 16, 17 feet of it is now, as Anric put it, the open roof concept, kind of. It didn't disconnect completely. Some of the wood from underneath, it's thin paneling, basically, thin plywood. Some of that is in other people's yards for about the next mile. But anyway, so I got up there, and keep in mind, I don't like going up on this roof to start with because it has a problem in the back, and that's where the ladder is. It's soft. It needs to be rebuilt. But I've been delaying it because the roof is in one piece, and it's more dangerous. I didn't want to add an extra seam. I know this is kind of funny with the way this whole story goes. I didn't want to cut the stuff because, it might cause a leak. But anyway, now I don't really care. It's a little bit freeing to have that happen so that I can take a peek under there. The other part is that I forgot to mention. So the sides weren't glued, and Winnebago has had this problem for a number of years. The middle part, where it's normally glued all the way across, had come unglued, so it was only being held on by the sides. So when it did let go at the side, it was free to flop, over, with the exception of the accessories like the air conditioning and the vents that are up there. Those held down some of it. But anyhow, so I get up there, and keep in mind, I'm getting pelted with this wind and the rain. There was very tiny hail in there, so I was getting just zapped because my shirt's up around my shoulders because the wind is going so hard behind me, and I'm just getting my ass beat. But so I get up there, and I'm trying my damnedest, but one person, which I would never dare to have more than one. I barely dare to have myself up there at the moment. Up there with the condition of the roof, trying to fold back a 16-foot piece of fiberglass sheeting. That was in very heavy, sustained, and gusting winds. It didn't go real well. So I was forced to just retreat back into the house for a minute, where we put bowls down and stuff like that. Water is coming in everywhere. We got to go through the cupboards, get every box out that was in a place of danger, get every electronic out of the way, just pack up as much as possible, as fast as possible. Saved everything. By the way, for those who are curious, we did manage to save it all and get it to safety. And then, much like most of the storms, okay, so you get that really heavy wind in the beginning, and about 5 to 10 minutes in, the wind goes away and you're just left with the heavy rain. So in the meantime, while we're putting these things down, I'm processing everything I can. I've got plastic sheeting. We put plastic sheeting down over the couch. We put plastic sheeting down over the bed, stuff like that, over important things. I always keep a big roll of that around. It's big painter's plastic, basically. Really good in an RV because you can cover shit in an instant with it. It's fast. You can at least control where the water goes a little better. And I was telling her, you know, when we first moved in here, we had bought a tarp. Like a 10 by 15. It's not quite big enough for the hole, but, you know, better than zero. And we hadn't seen the damn thing in a year because that's when I put it away, but I somehow managed to, in the heat of the moment, go exactly straight to a compartment that we never have used since moving in and find the tarp right there within seconds. It was great. It's just used for storage for like camping gear and stuff like that, and I just had a feeling that's where I would put it. And we got that, got it out. I got back up on the roof. We folded it out, grabbed some cordage, and started anchoring it down. If you happen to look at the picture that's up in Discord, I have it in announcements. I also had put it in general of the next day when it was a little sunny for a few hours until the clouds rolled in again. You might notice there's a big loop up by the front corner, and that's where the CB antenna is. I didn't have time to take it down, so it's just under there now. It lives there. Just bent it over as hard as I could, and we tarped it over. Anyway, stopped all the leaks. Even though it didn't quite cover the back part. Oh, look, another bot. That's cute. Anyway, so even though we stopped all the leaks somehow, the very end that wasn't covered towards the back, that one's only about a foot or so long. So that one seems to be holding at least okay for the moment. But yeah, it would be nice if we had a little bit bigger of a tarp to get over that. But we've got storms coming for the next like 2.5 weeks. This is monsoon. And of course, this was the first storm of the monsoon, and that's when it had to pop. So that's lovely. But I've done some extra securing on the tarp since then. Think we're pretty good. If we can get, I figure like 3 days straight of no rain and good sun, I need it to dry out before I can try to do my fixes. So kind of in a holding pattern on the moment on the roof repairs. We need it to dry up. I'm going to try some marine adhesive. It's meant for work on boats above and below the waterline. So I'm going to try to, I just need it to dry out enough so it has something to grip to. I'm going to adhesive the hell out of that. I'm going to pick up a quick roller, some $20, hell, I don't give a shit if it's an old rolling pin or something. I don't care. And we're going to use that to roll the pylon down so that it has a much better connection to the main roof, depending on how good of condition that is. If it's too bad, if the wood underneath is too bad, because it does have a tendency to warp a lot when get wet because it's very thin. It's only 1/8 inch. Then we will have to place a couple of sheets of those, and those are about $20 a piece, or 25, $30 a piece. I don't know. The prices of wood changes so damn much now. I don't even know, but we'll have to get a couple of those possibly. In which case, you know, that'll add a little bit to the bill, but it's better to do it as close to right as possible. And that would be a much better, more secure way to do it if need be. Hopefully most of the wood survived and we can get by without it for this particular moment. But, so we're going to do that and get it all tucked back in and cleaned up, and I have new adhesive for that seam. I was actually going to redo it after monsoon because by the time the adhesive showed up, it was a little late. And we'd been expecting rain constantly, and I didn't want to accidentally put the seam in there and have it pop loose because it wasn't cured yet. Ha! Looks like I should have taken the chance. But, oh well. Best laid plans of mice and men and all that good shit. But yeah, so that's about where that's at. Then I'm going to silicone over all the cracks with we've got a roof grade silicone adhesive for that. So that's the plan for the roof. And that's everything with the roof. So one of the next things, we have storms every night with lots of wind. And those are expected, like I said, for the next couple of weeks. That's a short version. That's another one of the things. All right, so I covered that. Oh, the same night, We get all the stuff fixed for the roof. I go to wash my hands, go to turn the water off on the faucet that I just put in like 7 months ago in the kitchen. The faucet, the handle for the faucet pops off, and now we've got a full pressure geyser shooting straight up inside the house. So we shut the water pump off, take the sink apart, find out that there's a little thing that screws on to hold the assembly together. It's a little piece of plastic. If it was metal, we wouldn't be having this conversation. And it had cracked. Now we had to get a new faucet as well. So right now we're running limited water because every time we turn it on to use anything like the bathroom, we can't use a shower because it'll just run the sink the whole time. But at least I got it to quit spraying up in the air so we can at least turn the water on now. So that's a bonus. All right. So now we got to the faucet. And then this one's an interesting one. This one's a little off topic, but remember how I said these were supposed to be 2 tight weeks and we were planning for them. Everything was good. We keep very good track of our bills and know when things are coming out. Good old Elon Musk. Now, I'm sure he didn't do it personally, but still, fuck him. Excuse me. So, without warning, they changed the billing date for Starlink without any warning. We got no emails about it, nothing. And then when I did go to Starlink to look to see if they had anything even on their site, they said, we will be changing billing dates to the first week or whatever of your billing cycle instead of the first week of the next, whatever. They're backing it up a week, starting July 25th. Now, is that just me, or do you think that means it wouldn't happen until July 25th? Our bill was on, they changed it to July 22nd, which is before the 25th. So, what the hell? And to do it without any warning. So that gave us a bit of an overdraft. Thank goodness I still had a couple bucks in cash. I sent her with that the next day to throw into the thing. We had overdraft protection on the account, so thank goodness. But yeah, that was definitely an unaccounted for $150, and we were not ready for that. And without warning. I don't even know how that's legal, honestly, that they can change that without even giving an email. We went back and looked. There is no emails, nothing. They just arbitrarily decided to change the date and not tell anybody about it. And apparently I'm not the only one pissed off in that one. But, yeah, I mean, we could have accounted for it had we known it was coming. I mean, a little bit of notice would be nice. I did find some places where they did tell some people. But yeah, not everybody. The best place I found for closest to actually telling somebody was Reddit. That should not be where you have to go to find out your bill's about to be shifted. Anyway, last but not least, I think. Yep. So we have a battery charger that helps keep the batteries going. And I've already had to repair that thing before because the fan died, so I put a new fan in. And that one decided to die again, too. So that's what I did this morning at 5:30 in the morning. I'm refixing the battery connector or battery charger just to insult the injury. That one's not a big deal. I bought a fat pack of 5 fans, not 5 pans. I am not that hungry. 5 fans so that I could repair these a few times because the fans we got were literally like $10 for 5 fans. And I'm like, okay, well, if those make it a year total between all 5, I consider that a frickin' bargain. So the fact that we're on the second fan in like 3 months, I figure we're in good shape. I think that's going just well enough to make it at least the year. So we might buy a new battery charger later, but right now we've got other things to take care of if that hasn't become obvious by all the things I've been telling you about. Anyhow. Now everybody's caught up. Anybody who missed the stories, just rewind and watch her over again. It's not that long. It's only 29 minutes on the stream. Should be easy to find the entire story of why streaming isn't as frequent right now and why this stream is probably only another 15 minutes or so on its own. Just to make sure, like I say, we're not putting out more cash right now since we don't have the replacement. But yeah. Huh. That's all. Is that enough? Is that bad enough? Sounds like terrible fun you had. Oh, it was glorious. Hey, I'm just proud of myself. I was up on that roof in less than a minute. I don't move that fast unless it's absolutely mandatory. And I had a plan in place within 5 minutes. Just had to wait for the wind to calm down. And I'm really good in a crisis. I've always been really good in a crisis. Thank goodness for that. Because, yeah, without it, we probably would have lost the RV. Because you can't sustain that kind of rain damage through the walls and things for very long. The more water that gets in, the more likely you are to lose the rig. Because the stuff just turns to jello. Like I say, it's only 1/8-inch plywood, and you get a little bit of water in that, and it destroys itself. It comes apart. So, yeah. And it's not even like good plywood. It's the cheap shit. They use the cheapest stuff ever. So it's not even like pressure treated or anything like that. I don't even think they make 1/8-inch pressure treated. Superman holding down the roof? No, not so much. I tried, but I'm not 16 feet across. I couldn't reach it all at one time to push it down, so I ended up just I still have a nice chunk missing out of my bicep on my right arm where it came up with one of the wind gusts, tried to throw me off the roof, because it's like holding down a sail, you know, and it just took a chunk under the underside of my bicep, but yeah, that's about it. Kitten's trying to talk me into doing a GoFundMe on that one. I would rather just try to fix it myself. I'm not good at asking anybody for anything, honestly. I'm terrible about it. So I'd rather just fix it myself. I think I got a good plan. And we'll see how it goes. I think I can do it, though. I mean, I can jury rig damn near anything. Give me enough time and give me the right supplies, and I can fix shit, damn it. I'm unstoppable. Anyway, hi, Potato. Good to see you. But yeah, so I'm going to try. I mean, eventually the long term would be... I've already priced out the Phylon to do a new roof on there, you know, not counting having the people do it, which that's, like I said, about 13 grand. I can personally replace the entire roof. The Phylon itself is about 1,500 plus shipping. And then the wood, it depends on how many sheets. But I need 9 sheets of plywood. So if it was 20, you know, that'd be about 200. You could probably get an extra sheet just to be safe anyway. But yeah. Very proud of Uncle Power. I'd try, damn it. But, so if you figure it that way, you know, that's not terrible. If it's more than 200, you know, or more than $20 a sheet, obviously, it goes up accordingly. If it's 25 a sheet, that's $250. But basically what we're looking at is under $2,000, and I can put a whole brand new roof on here, not counting the adhesive, which I haven't done the calculations on how many tubes of adhesive I would need. I know the professionals use the stuff that's $500 per layer, and you need 2 different types. So it's $1,000 just for their adhesives, and that's a lot of money for some glue. So I won't be going that route. I have done research, and that's where I came up with that Marine XL glue or PL glue or whatever. It doesn't dissolve the foam. That's where one of the problem happens. Is some of these glues, the way a roof is put together on an RV is there's a layer of Phylon, or not Phylon. Starting from the inside, there's a layer of Luan, which is 1/8-inch plywood. Then a thick layer of foam, like styrofoam, and then a layer of Luan again, and then a layer of Phylon, which is the fiberglass we talked about. And the Luan has to be glued to the foam, the styrofoam, and then the Phylon gets glued to the Luan, the plywood, and that sandwich makes actually a very strong roof when it's all attached. Ours is a little wiggly, not all attached, so yeah, that's important to know. But yeah, now you guys have all caught up with where everything's at. I think somebody snuck in here. I'm guessing it's probably Max, but I don't know. It looks like somebody snuck in here. I can't see. I just see a bigger gap in between the 2 pieces than normal on Discord. Anyway, I hope you all had a better week than we did. But just know, we'll be back. Like I said, I'm still going to try to stream once a week. I don't dare stream more than that. Because, like I said, can't really afford the extra gas for streaming at the moment, just to be on the safe side. We still got to cut back for a little bit. We got a bunch of new bills that come with, all these repairs. So, and it may cost more than what MacGyver can come up with. So we'll have to see. And the other thing is, I'll have storms possible, or, well, likely, every day for the next couple of weeks at least. And with that weighing on my head, I don't really want to play video game that much, if that makes sense. The first second that wind kicks up and I hear the rustling on the tarp, my thoughts aren't in a video game. They are in home defense mode, and I want to be able to jump up and do things at a moment's notice. And even having to do a sign off and end stream and then take care of putting the computer away and everything else, that's seconds off the clock in my opinion. And then my house and my family come first. I gotta save the house. So I gotta do it. Hey, look, it's another bot. Wow, they're anxious to meet us today. Wow. You believe in the tarp though? Yeah, me too. Those extra lines I put over the top, I ran 3 extra lines all the way over the rig instead of just tying to the eyelets, which I should have done in the first place, but I was in a hurry. Those really worked because we had some really good wind yesterday, and I'm not saying it didn't balloon at all, but it didn't balloon much, and it usually whipped right back down in seconds, whereas the first time it was sustained, holding up better than it should. Well, the thing is, with the tarp, without the eyelets, the strings over the top, that's going to hold and keep some of the pressure off of those eyelets because it's going across the whole tarp, and so keeps it from catching too much wind and acting like a big sail. We don't want it. I may call this thing a boat, but I don't want it to be a sailboat. I would like it to stay parked where I put it. It needs to stay moored. So yeah, we've dropped anchor. We ain't trying to go nowhere. Oh yeah, that's the other part though. So we can't drive anywhere right now, and it's almost time to go fill things and empty things. So I'm hoping we get like 3 or 4 nice, warm, dry days in a row so that I can get up there and start working on this roof, or else we're going to have a totally different problem. We're going to run out of propane and run out of room in the black tank. And you don't want to run out of room in the black tank. That becomes a very uncomfortable situation. Unless you're heavily constipated, in which case you won't notice. But yeah, when you got to go, you got to go. And you got to have somewhere to go. And so, yeah, that's getting to be a thing here soon. I'm hoping it's looking like we may have a dry weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, or was it Saturday, Sunday, Monday? Well, anyway, it's one of the two. And if that's the case, I'm going to be up there carefully peeling the roof, the tarp back, so I can check at least some, the edge of the roof. I don't want to take the tarp all the way off in case a breeze comes up and makes the situation 10 times worse, because then I don't know if I can fix it. The only reason I think I can fix it is most of it's still connected. It's cracked and whatnot. It still needs to be worked over and sealed up, but it's still connected. It's not. It wasn't off in the yard. There were pieces off in the yard, but the majority of it is still there. Yep. That's a situation. I know no room in the black tank, and it's not pretty. Yeah, we were there once. I don't want to be there again, especially not for more than 2 or 3 days, which is all it was last time. But anyway. That's going to do it, like I say. Sorry that it won't be more streaming, but I think most of you will understand why the videos will be a little more sparse for a couple weeks, potentially. Got to take care of the household first, that's priority one is having a place to stay and having the people in it feel safe. So anyway, I appreciate every one of you. Thank you very much for coming and hanging out. I know it's a very short stream, but I got to do what I got to do, and I will miss you guys, and I will see you next week. One day at least I'm going to try for. So, I mean, if it's storming constantly, then yeah, I might miss that too, and I apologize. But also not as much, because I think the reasons are pretty good. Anyway. Thank you all again for coming out. I will hope to see you all again very, very soon. Y'all take care. Bye-bye.